Okay. Owl House, episode 12.
No, 11. It's 11.
Oh, yeah, 11. Sorry, I looked at the next one. Something I'm noticing, I don't usually pay attention to this sort of thing, but I've noticed in the credits, Zach Marcus has been the writer for most of the episodes that we have enjoyed, and he wrote this one. It also, I looked at his wiki page, like, really quickly. He worked on Star versus the Forces of Evil before.
Nice. Oh.
And that show had an episode about, like, characters bonding inside of a shrinking box, didn't it?
Yeah. It was the Truth or Dare one?
Yeah, that's right. And then they used the Truth or Dare box later on.
He likes boxes.
I guess so.
We see you. What's his name?
Minecraft fan.
We see. What's his name?
Zach Marcus.
We see you, Zach. We know you like boxes.
I thought it was a really funny episode. There's a lot of good jokes.
Yeah.
It was really solid. I think it's the first episode where... Not first. It's one of the episodes where I realized that I'm like, wow, I really like both stories, like the A story and the B story. Very good. Like, both very enjoyable. In the sense where, like, I feel like not one is better than the other.
I liked seeing Lilith and Ida together like that and their dialogue. It was kind of weird that they basically reused the second episode's plot where there's like a map, but it's funny that instead of them being like, oh no, we were tricked and in peril, they were like, LOL, die, and they just killed them.
I know, I love it! They looked so cool!
It was really sweet though, wasn't it? Like, really sweet.
Yeah.
And it's also nice to know that Lilith seems to she wants Ida to join the Emperor's Coven on her own, so maybe that's like part of the reason why Ida hasn't been caught yet, because Lilith is pretty much stalling.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Ida's pretty careless, obviously, and Lilith is like, you know, just trying to wait it out.
I love
Which
it.
is cool. I think that they did that thing again with King, and it's annoying.
What thing again?
When they were in the box and King was like, I wanted people to take me seriously.
Right.
I'm sorry. I was like, 2 seconds before he said that, he was just like, I want another whatever. Like, I don't know what he said. He was like being all angry. And then he just was just like, I don't even remember what he said. He's just like, you want to be a witch. Well, I want to be liked by people. I manipulated you. I'm sorry. I'm like, come on. Please stop with this.
They really like it. I don't think they're going to stop. Has there been an episode where they didn't do that?
No.
Yeah, there's been episodes where they haven't like done moments like that, but it's like that keeps happening.
It's not like AT or Star where they don't talk about their feelings all the time. It's more like SU, but actually like child friendly. So there we go.
The only time they've done it where I've liked it was one time, and that was like Still Shaky.
That was the
Gus
detention one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like that one I liked a little bit, but I'm like, man, they really need to work on their like organic
I'm sorry.
feelings. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, especially because I'm pretty sure King did make like another. Yeah, like right before he said that, she was like, "Here's my book," and he was like, "I can't. That's too gushy. I'm not gonna write with it." And then she was like, "This is what got us in here. You can't compromise." And then he went, "I'm sorry," and like he went like, "I'm sorry," like right away. Like, yeah, just flip like that.
What about Luz though? Like, what did you guys think of Luz? Because I felt like they showed a different side to her in this episode.
For me, I didn't even notice that it was like a different side because I just felt like it was human of her to just want this.
Yeah.
It didn't feel unnatural, which was nice.
Yeah, what kind of different
No,
side?
I don't mean a natural. I mean, like, usually Luz is the wacky one that makes the really dumb decisions, but in this episode, she's playing the straight man.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, and she's quite sensitive about writing because it's her dream, and King essentially not only discards her ideas, but steals her dream.
And makes fun of her.
Exactly, so she's quite heartbroken.
I think King was a little overly cruel in the episode too, in some ways. I guess it's like for comedy or something, but
yeah,
like,
I think it served the episode. It didn't really bother me. Like I could like distinguish it as like that's just a thing for this episode because it's funny. And
which
not,
I
like,
get, but I always get a little annoyed when they like compromise like how a character would act just for like the episode's like comedy or something. But it wasn't that bad.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I think I see what you mean about a different side to Luz, specifically in that scene where, like, she wasn't talking to King and brushed his letter off the
Oh,
table.
that was good.
I do like that she immediately felt bad and like went anyway. That was nice. Like, I like that they at least had her do that. She was like, he's my friend, like, I don't want to be mad at him. She wasn't just like stubborn.
And then he threw it in her face, which I did think was unnecessarily cruel. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing about, King's sort of quick turnaround in the box, I think that would have. I don't know how the whole structure of the episode would be different if this was like this, but I feel like the box should have been. There should have been more time spent on that, because I think it makes sense that he would admit to all that because of the pressure of being crushed by the box, or tell Luz how you feel and actually write something together. But like, I feel like it, because you were right about he was just a second ago complaining about her, so like they should have spent longer in there. He should have had more time to stew in his own thoughts, which would also make sense because like they're supposed to be writing a book. Is that lizard guy expect them to write a whole book in like a few minutes?
I also agree that they should have spent more time on the box, especially because they kind of foreshadowed to it. Like, I had a feeling that that's what the contract was gonna be about, because the snake was like, oh, you know how otters they get boxed in, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna use that later. 100% that's what the contract's gonna be about. And then it popped up, and it didn't have a lot of screen time.
It's just weird it's weird to me to see King, like, the way he, like, apologized to her. He doesn't seem like the type of character that would be too in touch with his feelings to me.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
he's
yeah.
just, like, he gives, like, this really accurate, like, good psychoanalysis of himself.
Yeah,
like,
that was
all right.
strange. He should have had a more King apology, which is like not the best apology, but you can still see that
Yeah.
he's trying.
Or Luce could have helped him, because I believe Luce being able to, like, kind of help him through it. But this is a problem I have consistently with the, like, apologies. Not only are they not organic, they also, like, always feel weird to the character, where they're just like, all right, we need to say this exact apology, so they're just gonna say it, even though their character might not have that kind of insight. I
Yeah,
guess.
it's like you were talking before, Chan. Like you were talking about how Ida reacts to her visions of her owl visions, and how she said, "Oh, the potion bottle's broken," or "Ah, you're the person who changed your memories." It's just so unnecessary, and it doesn't feel natural to the character. What if the boxing was like completely scrapped, and instead of having the snake turn on them, they resolved it between themselves, like more
Yeah.
naturally?
That would have been a good twist, because you know from the beginning that the snake's a snake. It would have been a good twist to be just like, oh, he's just a regular publisher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the show would do something like that too. Where it's just like, I guess it's time to box you in. They're just like, oh, and then he's just like, they're like, what happens now? He's like, oh, I don't know, figure it out.
I do think it's interesting that this episode took place over like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, that was the weekend, right? It was the whole weekend?
I'm definitely glad Ida mentioned, like, I'll be gone for a few days, because I'm like, that was way too much for
Yeah.
one day.
That's why I kept commenting on how fast everyone was with writing and reading the
Yeah.
book.
I thought that was kind of funny, though.
It was really fast, but I do think it's just that like everyone else just read the book, you know, the night it was published, and then the next day is when like
I love when Luce breaks the fourth wall, like, kind of, which is like, that's a toxic mentality that contributes to burnout and
That was
whatever she said.
hilarious. The comedy in this episode was good, and that was one of the
Yeah.
best lines. I like the typewriter guy.
Yeah, don't forget him.
They used him, like, in a great... Like, they would wait just long enough that I would forget he would talk and have him talk again.
Thinking of this episode like a very fourth wall sort of thing, because obviously somebody had to write the episode, so like it's so easy for something like this to make jokes that are so blatant, like inside jokes and stuff, or just only a writer would understand, like wouldn't be generally funny type of stuff. Mostly everything here was very funny, and like even her, like them talking about shipping for like a few seconds, that could have been so like ugh, but it was funny.
Yeah,
Don't you dare insult shipping in my presence.
it was good. Oh my gosh. I really appreciate I don't know how this show does it, but it's like, how do you mention current times thing without me cringing? Is it because I relate, or
Yeah, they do a good job. I don't know. They just do a good job with it. But yeah, overall solid episode.
Very solid.
I'm gonna rate it
Okay.
7.
Oh.
wow, okay, that's lower than I was expecting. I'm gonna go an 8 for this one.
oh.
Oh.
Well, for me, I'm giving it an 8.5.
Oh. I'm also giving it an 8.5.
Oh, free 8.5s then.
Oh, nice!
Oh.
Wow! Yeah! Solid episode. I
Nice.
really liked it. We didn't talk about it a lot because it didn't need a lot of fixing, but Ida and Lilith's scenes were just fantastic.
They
Yeah,
were
those
really
were the best
good,
parts.
and it was the first time we've seen them interact like that, which
So
is fun.
casual
Yeah.
and so familiar.
And Ida said, like, when they were running, she was like, remember when we used to race like this to the kitchen? Like, lines like that always, like,
I
warm my
know,
heart.
I typed in chat right now. When that happened, I was like, give me more casual recounts of their past as sisters.
Yeah. Yeah, those lines are always so good.
You also said some other stuff.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Like in Adventure Time when they would do it, like in the finale when I think like Jermaine said to Jake while they were in the dream, like, remember when Finn used to get really excited over balloons or something, and then Jake just was just like, yeah, and it's just like all those little mentions of what they did when they were kids are always so cute.
Yeah, because it's just so easy to interpret like anything from just a one sentence thing like that.
And it reminds you, these characters have such a history. Like, on screen, Ida is this cool, wacky, really powerful witch, and Lilith is just like this stone cold, almost antagonist, I guess antagonist character, and then you just like humanize them like that. It's really satisfying. But yeah, great. I'm gonna turn off this recording.
All right, thank you
Fantastic.
guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, and super special thanks to my Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to know when I post a new video. Be sure to stay tuned for more new videos and live streams. Follow me on Twitter and TikTok to get frequent updates and video clips. And consider supporting me on Patreon for just $2 a month to get some behind-the-scenes content, like scripts and review notes, and even early videos. Once we get about 20 Patreon supporters, I'll start a Discord server for us to chat.